Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
Hey, boss. Okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
I said I'm fine.
Since I was little, it was only like me and my parents.
You think you created family out of characters?
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna take that, make it into a song.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at on the way out? In my head, in my head, in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Pop.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Of the Planning Commission. Thank you for the volume increase. Would you please stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? Place your hand over your heart and repeat after me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Chair.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Hirsch?
Here.
Commissioner McNally?
Here.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Here.
Vice Chair Flaherty?
Here.
Chair Eisen?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. We next have the agenda. Do we have any changes, additions, suggestions, or I'll take a motion to approve?
So moved.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Hirsch?
Yes.
Commissioner McNally?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes.
Vice Chair Flaherty?
Yes.
Chair Eisen?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. We move to the public comment section of the evening. Anyone in chambers may come forward, have 3 minutes to comment on things under our purview. However, if you have an item on the agenda later on, you can't comment twice. You can only comment once, so you have to pick your time. Anyone in chambers wish to come forward? Seeing none, is there anyone online?
There is no one currently online wishing to speak.
I close the public comment section. Go to the consent calendar. We have one item, which are the minutes of our last meeting. Any suggestions, modifications, comments? If not, I'll take a motion to approve.
I'll move to approve the minutes from the last Planning Commission meeting on April 21st.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Hirsch?
Yes.
Commissioner McNally?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes.
Vice Chair Flaherty?
Yes.
Chair Eisen?
Yes.
Motion carried.
We move to our first public hearing, which is review of the fiscal year 26-27 capital improvement program for conformance with the city's general plan and to determine that its action is categorically exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act. And we have staff presentation, our Public Works Director this evening. Welcome, Director.
Thank you, Chairperson Isaiah. Commissioners, thank you for having me tonight. Just a couple minutes, or the team is going to pull up some slides for us tonight. Okay. So as you noted, we're here tonight for the Commission to consider this upcoming fiscal year's CIP for general conformance with the city's general plan. Next slide, please. Each year, that is a requirement per the government code. Once again, taking a look at the scopes of work against the requirements, conformity with the general plan. For this upcoming fiscal year, 26-27, we have a CIP totaling 24 projects. About 22 of those are carried over from the current fiscal year, and there are 2 new projects that have been added for the upcoming year. Next slide. Public Works staff work closely with planning staff to review the scopes of work against the goals in Plan Hermosa. And there are actually, in many cases, well, let me start over. In many cases, there are multiple goals and objectives that each project meets. It might not just be one of the objectives in the general plan. In a lot of cases, there are several that it meets. But what I'm going to do is go through some of the main objectives in the general plan and show how we meet them. Next slide. Several of the projects align, actually most of them align with our infrastructure element, our annual street slurry seal projects. We have a project to update our sewer system, our storm drain system, and there are numerous projects to work on addressing deferred maintenance and improvements to our facilities, our city yard, our pier, community center windows, just to name a few. and also putting some roofs on some buildings. Next. Our mobility element, there are several that also align with that. We have a city-wide sidewalk project. Each year we try to add in an annualized one to address high needs. This year, this one's slated to address high-need sidewalk segments, and it'll also include the addition of 2 new crossings on Ardmore, one at 25th Street and one at Longfellow, following numerous public comment. These would be new crossings, updated curb ramps, and the rectangular rapid flashing beacon treatment, or the RRFB. We have 2 very large corridor safety improvement projects, our PCH Aviation Mobility Safety Improvement Project, and we also have a safety improvement project planned on Hermosa Avenue. And we have 2 projects on the list to address accessibility needs throughout our city. The citywide ADA is actually targeting ADA improvements in front of City Hall. And then each year or every other year, we try to do a community development block grant project that addresses out-of-date curb ramps and brings them up to standard, as shown in the photo on the right. Next. We have a project for creating a new digital monument sign in front of the community center. As part of that, we'd also be looking at updated gateway signage along the periphery of the city and new downtown wayfinding signage, all a new family of signs, and that would be aligned with our placemaking goals and land use and design element. Next. Some of the projects also align with sustainability and conservation goals in the general plan. We are wrapping up actually a lot of work on our Hermosa Avenue Green Street project. This installed a number of dozens of new trees on the center median of Hermosa Avenue, and also installed permeable gutters to help address stormwater issues and our compliance mandate with the state, so that we can reduce pollutants and runoff into the ocean through the Horondo storm outfall. Next up would be our stormwater drywall project. Once again, this is a mandated project to address those stormwater issues, and that's in the very preliminary planning stages. Next. There are several projects that align with our parks and open space element. We have a playground equipment replacement project. This would address outdated equipment at Valley Park, replace equipment at Seaview Park, and then also address repair needs for the rubberized mat at South Park. We have a project at For Lots of Fun that would address deferred maintenance for the wall and the gate around the park, and we are about halfway through the Kelly Courts improvement. The photo on the right shows the finished basketball court, and there's ongoing work at pickleball and tennis. Next. Finally, safety element. We are working in partnership with the police department on the advancement of a real-time crime center. This has received a federal grant, and this is really to help police bring technology into the work that they do every day to integrate all their systems into one place and really modernize the work that they do. Next. So what we're asking is by minute order that the Commission consider will determine rather that the project is exempt from CEQA and also find that the proposed CIP is in conformance with the general plan. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Director. Any questions on this program here of the Director?
I do. I'm just, as we just discussed, when I received this document on Thursday, it was quite complete. It was well done. There's no real vote or guidance on us. We're just being aware of this. Is that correct?
So my understanding is that it's to look at the scopes of work, and I'll let our city attorney chime in as well, but whether it aligns with the general plan.
Yes.
Correct me where I'm wrong.
So the specific request tonight is for general plan alignment. The attachment number 2 to the packet explicitly laid out all the different Plan Hermosa goals, summary of relevant goals that are applicable to these different projects. So the scope of the Commission's review tonight is to look at the recommended projects, their scopes of work, and determine whether or not they are in alignment with our general plan.
Okay, so they're in alignment with the general plan, and are there any concerns on how it aligns with the, our budgetary concerns?
That's not part of our scope of determination this evening.
Thank you. That's exactly what I hope to hear.
Other commissioners? Commissioner Hirsch.
Thanks. Just a few questions. Thanks for the detailed report. For the Valley Park improvements with the new play structure for the 5 to 8-year-olds, in the renderings, it doesn't show some of the other equipment that's also currently at Valley Park. Are those being removed? The slide, the fire engine, the other auxiliary structures?
So I believe the fire engine is removed. Some of the equipment does stay, and some of it's going to be replaced. I don't know that I can pull up all the detail in me right now, but there is one existing structure that's going to get numerous parts replaced that we've had trouble sourcing. And then we're also going to put integrated shade sail on it. I think that's the larger unit. There's another structure that's going to be entirely replaced and new rubberized mat placed beneath it. And then I think there's some additional repairs to other outdated equipment at that location as well.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think for future, I think this is going to city council, it just would be good to understand if the slide that stands on its own and the other equipment, because I know there are 2 existing play structures. One play structure is getting replaced, which is the small one, but there's other things happening at the park. So I'm curious if other structures are also planned to be removed as part of the scope.
Yeah.
And then my other question is with regards to the improvements along, or the design for future improvements along PCH. So I think right now we're still in the concept design stage, and that's what you're getting approved or looking to get approval for through these actions. Is there, with all the conversation around safety along PCH, is that getting incorporated into this concept design exercise?
Could you clarify your question?
On PCH, there's a project for concept design for $47,000, I believe, to align with the improvements, or hold on, let me just find it. Here it is.
It's on, let's see.
Yeah, 143.
Yep.
So it is $42,000 remaining budget to advance the conceptual designs for complete street project elements that could be implemented to improve mobility, accessibility, and safety along PCH. I'm just curious, since this was in alignment with the 2014 plan, and we're now in 2026, and there's been a lot of issues along PCH, if that is getting factored into this exercise that is happening this year, or proposed to happen this year.
Yeah, no, I'd be happy to answer that. So in 2014 or so, there was quite a bit of work that was done. I believe there was a committee that looked at PCH and aviation, beautification, and safety. There was a concept study that was completed from that effort. Following 2014, there was another study called the Project Study Report that went to Caltrans. And that is the first stage to get through the Caltrans process, because we don't own PCH. That road is owned and operated by Caltrans. Of course, we have aviation, but the bigger piece is with Caltrans. And so over many years, staff has worked with Caltrans and Metro to try to continue to advance that project. We are now looking to move to what they call the PA&ED, which is really the next step. It's the environmental document that goes after it. It would be the more detailed studies. And so with that, there would be an alternative analysis, detailed safety analysis with updated data and outdated community outreach. Currently, we are working through very long negotiations with Caltrans on the scope of work and ultimately a funding agreement with Metro. So the start time is very tentative, but I think this is my long way of answering that there will be community outreach, and we will have to work off current data sets and issues that we're having out there today, and really update any of those concepts that were developed, more than a decade ago to maybe fit current operational problems and challenges that we have today.
Thank you.
And if I could, in the detailed packet for CIP 504 playground, we do show, so it's a full replacement of the 2 to 5-year-old structure. And then that is going to get an integrated shade sail and rubberized mat beneath it. And then there's another larger structure that's the 5 to 12-year-old. And that's not how old they are, that's for the age appropriateness. That is the one that's going to get various parts updated and replaced, rubberized mat, and then an integrated shade sail built into it. So everything else in the park would remain. We're not removing all of the sand. We're putting in rubberized mat where we're doing the repairs.
Thanks for the clarification.
Thank you.
Any other questions of our director? Commissioner Flaherty.
First of all, Joe, thank you for all the work that you and your staff have done. I would like to tail on some of the questions regarding timing of the bigger street projects, the slurry seal, the asphalt replacement, aviation, Monterey, et cetera. Do you think they'll be completed this fiscal year?
That's my, bear with me 1 second. So slurry seal, absolutely.
Okay.
We just awarded the slurry seal contract at the last city council meeting. So now we're working on executing the contract, mobilizing with the contractor. We're working on a schedule, but our goal is to get slurry done this summer. And then in the meantime, we're at about 60% design for a pretty large paving project that's actually going to be merged in with the sidewalk improvement project that's going to do those crossing improvements that I mentioned. We're looking to advertise probably late summer, be in construction by December, January. So I'm hoping to be able to finish up by the end of the fiscal year.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Any other questions of the director?
I just want to say thank you. I appreciate everything you has done. I enjoyed watching the interviews for Public Works commissioners and the questions that were brought about, and I appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director. This is a public hearing. Does anyone else in chambers wish to come forward to comment on this particular item? And again, although I welcome the questions that have been asked, in our particular case, our goal this evening is to make a determination on whether or not these projects are in substantial compliance with our general plan. Anyone else in chambers wish to comment? Seeing none, is there anyone online?
Excuse me, there are no members of the public wishing to speak at this time.
Thank you. Director, any last words before I close the hearing?
No. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, sir. I close the public hearing. Members of the commission, what is your pleasure?
Given that our role is as constrained as has been suggested, I find this all to be either in conformance or certainly not an obstacle to, which is the other qualifier. And so I would move a staff recommendation to find this in conformance and determine it's exempt from CEQA.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Hirsch?
Yes.
Commissioner McNally?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes?
Vice Chair Flaherty?
Yes.
Chair Eisen?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Our second public hearing of this evening is for at 7 Pacific Coast Highway, conditional use permit to allow the operation of a fitness studio within an existing 5,123 square foot commercial space in the specific plan area 7, SBA 7 zone. Staff report, please.
Good evening, Chair. Our contract planner, Angelique Solis, will provide the presentation for you this evening.
Good evening, Honorable Chair and Commissioners. Next slide, please.
One moment.
Mm-hmm. So the commercial building is currently vacant. It used to be the West Marine Retail Store. There is no modifications of the interior or exterior of the building, and it is not located in the coastal zone. Next slide, please. The property is located at the southwest corner of Pacific Coast Highway and First Street in the specific plan area 7. Next slide, please. So this project is similar to the Pilates studio that was presented to the commissioners in January. And this is a reservation-based classes that are capped at 20. It is also offering instructor-led strength training, which is supportive of the general plan for health and wellness. And the hours of operation are limited. Next slide, please. So the proposed use is permitted with no additional parking required because it is not a change of use. Next slide. The proposed use is considered requiring a conditional use permit for this type of use. Next slide. This is the existing photo of the commercial building at 7 Pacific Coast Highway. And this is the floor plan for to accommodate the fitness studio as well as classes and standard commercial fitness equipment. Next slide. The project has been reviewed for conformance, and the required findings are found in pages 3 through 5 in the staff report. Next slide. Staff is requesting that the CEQA exemption be for conversion of a small structure. Next slide. And the project was duly noticed, and there was no comments at this time. Staff recommends the adoption of the CEQA exemption as well as the staff draft resolution and approving the CUP for Blueprint LA Fitness Studio. Next slide. Next slide. There we go. And that concludes our presentation. And if you guys have any comments, we are available, as well as the applicant is in the chambers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Solis.
Yes.
Members of the commission, any questions of staff?
No. I have a question in regards to hours of operation. I saw on there that it was 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
No, 7 a.m. to, I believe, 10, Monday through Friday.
Till 10 p.m.?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. till...
And then they do 4 to 7. Can we go back to that
5
slide?
to 10,
Yeah.
4 to
5
7.
to 10 in the morning, and then 4 to 7, Monday through Friday. And then Saturday is 7 to 10, and
Okay, so
Sunday
there's-
8 to 10 in the morning.
Can I ask staff why, since there's only residents just to the west of that property, we wouldn't have the same challenges we've had with other gyms, why wouldn't they be allowed till 9 p.m. during the week for those who get off work and want to have a gym experience while coming home? How did 4 p.m.?
Commissioner McNally, thank you for the question. So these are the business operation plan that was provided by the applicant. These conditions actually have not been, or these hours of operation have not been memorialized in conditions of approval, so they would not be limited to these hours. And staff following the CUP in January kind of took your direction, which was not to prescribe such limited hours on a business. So we have not incorporated these hours, but are being provided for context as to how this applicant has presented their application for consideration.
Okay, so the application was for these hours, but they have an opportunity to revise them if they wish.
Correct.
Any other questions of staff? Thank you.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing. Does the applicant have a representative that they would like to come forward to comment?
Is there anything you guys would like to ask me?
Only from the microphone.
Okay.
Your name for the record, please.
Excuse me?
Your name for the record.
My name is Kyle Flynn, owner of the Blueprint LA. How's it going? Is there any questions you guys have for me?
I'm assuming,
Commissioner Hoffman?
I'm assuming the chair just wanted to see if he was fit or not. Yeah, he qualified. Looks like he could run the place.
He made it from the chair to the microphone. Any questions of the applicant?
Background in fitness and health experience, why you choose Hermosa Beach.
So just to give you guys some backstory, I've been in the fitness industry for almost 20 years now. I played football at San Jose State University. I came home. I grew up in South Torrance, went to South Torrance High, went to Harbor College, went to San Jose State, came home. When I came home, I felt like there was a big void in the fitness space. When I was in college, we had a very, very tight-knit community within our strength conditioning center. And when I came home, I just felt a huge void in my life, and that's why I got started in the fitness industry, is because I'd go to the gyms, everyone's on their phones, no one's connecting, no one's talking to each other, and we've always taken the approach, even when I was just doing personal training on my own before I owned a business, in mind, body, spirit. I think a lot of gyms, you go in there and you're thinking about your body. Something that we really try to focus on is mind, body, spirit, and the next thing is culture, community, and connection, and bringing people together so they can stay committed, stay accountable. I've lived in Hermosa Beach for the last 16 years, either on 1st or 2nd Street. I feel very, very close to Hermosa Beach. So that's a big reason why I've always wanted to be here. We have tried in other cities. And when this particular building came available, it's our exact footprint that we have already. And it just fits our system perfectly. So that is why I'm in the business, and that is why we are really excited about the opportunity of working in Hermosa Beach.
Welcome. I hope it works out well in the fact you went to South. I'm not going to hold it against you.
What was that? I'm sorry.
The fact you went to South, I'm not going to hold it against you.
Well, maybe my kids will go to school here then,
Other questions of the applicant? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone online who wishes to comment?
Yes, we have one speaker. Laura Pena, as soon as you unmute, you'll be allowed to talk.
Yes, Laura Pena, Chair, Commissioner, staff. I just want you to know I support the approval of Blueprint LA CUP. I just wanted to call in because I think this application highlights a larger problem that our city, on how our city treats our fitness and wellness businesses. This, as we know, is a vacant former space on PCH, and many in our community have been asking, why do we have so many vacancies? Well, requiring a fitness studio to go through a public hearing might be one of them, because it requires extended time, it's more costly, and can delay the opening of a business. As seen in Blueprint's narrative, it's a reservation-based studio with capped classes, indoor operations, no outdoor, no amplified, no new construction, has sufficient parking. So my question is, why does a business like this need to go through a full CUP process in the first place? I know that our specific plan areas were intended to create tailored zoning for unique parts of the city. And this is an SPA 7, and that states that the permitted usage should be the same as those in C3 general commercial. But that permits gyms and health and fitness. And if you looked at the zoning map, if you were opening your business north of 8th Street on PCH, it would have been, by right, easier, faster, and more streamlined. Now, sometime in the past decade, our city placed these types of fitness studios to be on the south side of 7th Street, to be in the assembly hall category, which requires a public hearing. That change has made it harder for normal commercial businesses to open. So small fitness, yoga, Pilates, training should not be treated the same as a theater, a convention hall, a church, or a larger assembly venue. The impacts are completely different. Other South Bay cities appear to use a more tailored approach. They distinguish between personal improvement services and larger assembly type uses. We should do the same. We should be regulating actual impacts, noise, vibration, outdoor activity, parking, and not forcing every fitness-related business into the same broader Assembly Hall bucket. I respectfully ask the commission, of course, to approve this application, but also recommend to the staff and to council when we update our zoning code to make low-impact fitness and wellness studios easier to open. This should be allowed by right or through the director level approval. I appreciate that staff is providing reasonable flexibility in regards to hours. I hope this applies to making minor operational changes as well. They should not have to come back for an amended CUP hearing that will cost them close to $4,000. It would be nice if the applicant understood exactly what future operational changes would require an amendment. That would be helpful. Because we say we want to improve our business environment. We want to fill vacancies and support wellness and strengthen our commercial corridors. This is the exact kind of use we should be welcoming and not making harder. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pena. Anyone else online?
There are no other speakers at this time.
Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing and bring it back to Commission for discussion and action. All right, so seeing no discussion at this point, before I entertain a motion, I will, and maybe this is maybe a better time would be later on in the agenda, but I think Ms. Pena does raise some interesting and valid points. We cannot address those this evening, but they are worth talking about at an appropriate future time, I think. Having said that, any other discussion? If not, I would...
I have a couple questions.
Okay.
The business plan that the applicant provided is one of the better business plans I've seen at this DS for a long time, recognizing I think some of it has to do with parking. I don't know about why the other hours they're suggesting are staggered like that, but I do like the fact that they staggered their start on each one of their windows that they operate. There are 7 spots on site and 22 people on board per class. The parking on Hermosa is all metered and in a different city. The parking on First Street is only parking on one side. So parking could be a problem in that area. Is there a reason why we don't adopt the language that the business owner has suggested into the CUP? And I believe that if you could give me why you have that much flexibility, why would we not want to have the language that they suggest running their business in the actual CUP? Recognizing that the next business owner may not want those hours or that operation, I understand that. Flexibility is what I heard more than anything, but I think there is going to be a minor parking issue with that many people in that building. That being said, just if I could have a staff response on why we're not adopting their business plan into a CUP.
So you're correct. Based on Planning Commission's deliberation in January on a similar CUP, which was to not incorporate hours which were based on the business operations plans that were narrow, and we understand businesses evolve over time. We did not memorialize these into the plan, into the conditions of approval to allow for that flexibility. However, should a majority of the commission wish to, based on the unique circumstances of this CUP, have those memorialized, you could certainly do so. And then I would just note that, and this is a spoiler for Allison, but the zoning code administrative procedures went forward to City Council and has some provisions for minor modifications at the director level. And so things like hours could probably be under her authority if you chose to memorialize them.
I think the most important one that I see is their willingness to stagger their start time. That's a critical mass when you're dealing with bringing in two groups of, let's just say they're full classes. I'm hoping they have full classes all day long, all week long. But the critical mass is the bringing in 20 people and removing 20 people and bringing in another 20 people. So I would suggest that maybe if we don't deal with the specific hours, we deal with the staggered stop and start. I remember what we did about flexibility of hours, and we were the ones that suggested that we don't be so focused on the hours that it becomes a department level flexibility. But this site really is underparked for a size of group that would come in. But we have already established that the ordinances provide relief. Not necessarily do they engineer it properly, just providing relief. So that would be my request, that we add one more statement about flexibility, or we avoid the whole thing and make it an administrative decision. I'm very happy with that. That's my 2 cents.
Mr. Chair, if I could?
Chair Hoffman, Commissioner Hoffman.
Whoever I am. I was waiting for Mike with bated breath, as they say, to finish that sentence. Because, why do we do this or why don't we do this? In the comment, because the place is underparked, I assume you're talking about the city of Hermosa Beach.
Absolutely.
And this is hardly a unique position. And my concern, twofold, is one, that we build in what I suspect was a speculation by the owner on what was going to work. It may well be the market is different or has a different demands. It may be that their mom and dad want to come after they've dropped off the kids at school, not before, those kinds of things. It may be that the 5 a.m. class doesn't fill up and the big class is 9 o'clock, or I have no way of knowing. There doesn't, I'm not sure that I see the stagger in what's been prescribed. Monday through Friday it was standard and different hours on the weekend. I think for all the reasons that we have avoided this, we'll find out. It's very clear that if the operation creates a problem, it can come back to us. But without anticipating or knowing what that problem is, other than a vague sense that it's going to have a parking issue, I've only been on the commission a long time. We've never had a single project that we were confident would not create a parking problem in Hermosa Beach. And so I think that's why we have to if it doesn't work for them to have their classes at 5 a.m., I don't want to condemn them to failure and or to having to come back to change their CUP to adjust to the fact that they really are an evening business as opposed to an early morning business.
Well, Commissioner, I'll look to staff. At this point, without having specific hours in the CUP, doesn't that then allow them to come back to the director level to make an adjustment as opposed to having to come back to us?
Just for clarification, though, they don't need to, there are no hours in the CUP, so regardless of their operational statement, they can operate whenever, right?
So correct. With no hours memorialized, they would not have to come back and have business hours adjusted by the city.
I will move to approve the conditional use permit CUP 26-04 to allow the operation of a fitness studio within an existing 5,000 square foot commercial space at 7 PCH.
I'll second.
Second, yeah.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Hirsch,
Yes.
Commissioner McNally,
Aye.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes?
Vice Chair Flaherty,
Yes.
Chair Eisen.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Congratulations. Go open your studio.
Yeah.
Okay, number 8, Community Development Director Report.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Look.
Were you, did that get over to you or no? Yes. Okay.
I didn't know if you were ready.
So just a quick update at this point on the moving forward for the zoning code. As you all are probably aware, the council did do the first approval on the administrative procedures, which was a long time coming and, you know, super exciting. It'll go for second reading next week. We're moving forward with the next tranche of activities. So I just wanted to walk through it for you all so you know what to expect. We are, this summer, we're going to be tackling commercial zones. So as Ms. Pena suggested, it'll be an opportunity for us to take a look at some of these current rules which may no longer be suited for the way that different uses are evolving in town. We expect to come forward to the Planning Commission in September for a study session. The next slide. This is tiny font, sorry about that, but again, just so you get a sense, we have policy work to do through the end of 2027. And we're going to try and chunk it up into manageable pieces, largely organized the way that the zoning code is organized. But we're going to hope to hit some of the not as controversial topics at the top to really kind of drive project progress. So we'll be looking at commercial zones, as I mentioned. We have this outstanding requirement in the current housing element to remove the conditional use permit requirement for condominiums. So we will be taking that up this summer as well to complete that obligation from the housing element. And then we're going to be looking at parking, use regulations, standardized conditions is a big thing that you see a lot in planning now, you know, and so on through the list. Next slide. So in order for us to be efficient in our work, we're going to really be using a lot of different forms of community engagement, going from focus groups and targeted outreach. Depending on the topic, there'll be different folks that we'll want to reach out to. Where we'll be hosting open office hours. That was very successful in this last round with the administrative procedure ZTA. Obviously, we'll be presenting information on our website. We'll do study sessions with the commission, you know, obviously leading up to public hearings. The intent really is to do as much of the engagement legwork up front so that by the time we're coming to you in a study session, there's nothing new, right? Folks are kind of aware of what you all will be discussing. So that's kind of the big picture. I think that's all I have. Is there's one more slide? No. Nope, that's it. So be on the lookout over the summer for, you know, the work around commercial zones and expect to see that in front of you in September. That's all for me.
Thank you, Director. Any questions?
Yes.
Commissioner Flaherty.
First of all, great looking chart. I wonder if we could get a copy of that forwarded to us in the future.
Sure, we can absolutely forward that to you.
Okay, and have you considered, rather than a regular meeting, a special meeting to do these programs?
Oh, absolutely. We can, depending again on the whatever our normal work program is for public hearings, if it makes sense for us to meeting at a different time, at a different day, maybe even on a weekend, all of those things are possible.
Well, the only reflection I have on it, obviously in the last couple of months, our meetings have been short and sweet with not a lot of items. I would certainly think that we could foresee that a month or so in advance and then add, deal with the public meeting and then have the zoning meetings after that, or vice versa. But I think those are opportunities for us when we have short meetings like this to really take advantage of that.
I agree.
Other than that, well, I look forward to it.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Just a follow-up on that, we were actually talking about this before the meeting this evening. Not only would I like, and the commission, I'm sure, to see this, but the public needs to see this. As the election period has already begun, I've certainly had plenty of comments about where we are and questions about this. So if we can somehow, I'm not sure whether that means get the easy reader this chart, or certainly the city website, we need to make sure the public is well aware of this.
Yes, thank you so much for that. It's our intention to be very loud about it moving forward.
Thank you.
One more time, Mr. One more question, if I could.
Yes, certainly.
The coastal permit, is that merged into any of these items, or is that such a separate item, we do it separately?
We'll still be dealing with it separately at this time.
Okay.
Okay. Commissioner Hirsch.
When do we need to start thinking about the housing element, and does that get factored into this schedule?
Yes, thank you for that question. Absolutely. It's already, we talk about it almost every day, or at least I think about it almost every day. So we will be onboarding a consultant to get us positioned for housing element by fiscal 28. So that's July of 2027. So if you look at our little bar chart, we are going to be looking at the residential kind of questions as a precursor to that work. And so it's very important that we try and stay on schedule so that it all works nicely together.
I think that would be useful to kind of have that lens as we're going through these different sections, is in terms of how is staff presenting things in getting prepared for approving a future housing element. Because I know a lot of people have strong opinions about things, but not necessarily understand how that all kind of coexists together.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's ongoing education is really needed around that, and so that's the intention.
Any other questions of the director? Go ahead.
The one slide that I saw where it shows the removal of a CUP for the condo element, is that state-driven? Is it local-driven?
Yes, that was a commitment that we made in the housing element in order to remove impediments to housing production. So currently, you need a conditional use permit and a PDP, right? And, the idea was to eliminate one of the two because if you think about it, a conditional use is one of those things, it's kind of hard to apply it in this day and age to housing.
I agree.
So it seemed like something that could be removed without completely eliminating review for new housing developments.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Item 9, Planning Commission. Any of my fellow commissioners have any items they wish to bring up or discuss? Okay, number 10, future agenda. I notice on the future agenda a CUP for wireless at 2447 PCH. Is this the same provider or is this a different provider?
I am not sure off the cuff. I feel like it's a different provider, but I'm
just wondering if it's different because our last provider had a fairly defined area that they wanted to cover around 5th Street, and this is really kind of at the north end of town. So I'm wondering if this is a different provider.
I don't know.
Yeah. I believe this is a different provider, Chair. We are aware of the application. Staff has been working with our wireless and telecom group over in the city attorney's office. So we are working diligently with the applicant on this application. And I do believe after reviewing the materials, it is a different application.
Okay, any other questions on our future agenda items? If not, I'll take a motion to receive and file. I also notice rotation of chair and vice chair. Is that in August? Has my time already run out?
It's either August or September, I believe. We'll confirm, but we might have started a month late, so we'll go back and just double check the cycle.
I want to hang on as long as I can. All right, take a motion to receive and file our future agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Hirsch?
Yes.
Commissioner McNally?
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes.
Vice Chair Flaherty?
Yes.
Chair Eisen?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.